Hey beauties, good evening. Alright, so I'm dedicating this video, sorry, to my wonderful, my beautiful black women. Beautiful, whether you're black, brown, fair skinned, we're all black women. Different shades, but black women. So there's this brilliant poetic lady, I call her, I follow on TikTok, Philo Jean. She has a way with her words when she's, relaying a story that happened. She plays on words very Shakespearean like, but in a modern way, in a modern quantum way. Brilliant. And she was actually relaying something that I realized it's linked. It's a Caribbean issue. That's a lot of people, well, it's a generalization, think that fair-skinned woman, because she's fair-skinned, and that they're basically, sluts and always trying to destroy somebody's relationship and, looking to create some and wreak havoc in heterosexual relationships. And she relayed something of not seeing a colleague for almost 20 years or so, about 15 years. And she saw him, and they were having a little conversation and so on. She said suddenly a woman just came up, stand betwixt them, and started to look her up and down in a very disparaging way, in a very condescending way, and decided to say to her, "Who are you?" Or said to her, let's just say her boyfriend name is, Mark. Mark, what's going on? Who is this? And, obviously she's quite taken aback. And I think he responded by saying an old colleague that he has not seen in years. And then she's decided to hurl her vitriol at the woman. "I know you're here to steal my man." And she went on and on and on and on. And the woman had to stop her in the track and say, "Look here, I don't have any interest in your man, never did, never will. As far as I know, it's mutual. The feeling is mutual. I will not stand here and take this." And she left. She said she didn't even give her friend. She just said to her friend, "Let's just make this another 15 years before we see each other again." And she just said to the woman, "Good luck in your marriage." Listen to me, ladies. Your royalty, your priestesses. I want you to go and read Proverbs 31 to understand the kind of woman you are. One of the sad realities is that life has made, and I use the word life, but it's not really life, has coined this term, "it's a man's world." And James Brown sang that so effortlessly, brilliantly. It's a man's world. Women for many, many years have made to feel as though they were the lower form of humanity or humans, that men supersede us, men are higher than us, they were made better than us. If you understood how we were made, let me tell you something, maybe the men need to think twice, as the late great and the eminent Dr. Miles Monroe said, that men they just whoosh like that, God just made them. But women, God built you in a purposeful, meaningful way. You were properly shaped and built after he took a part of the man and formed you. Your royalty, your priestesses. If you find that your self-esteem is very low, then I would encourage you to seek help. Now that lady needs serious counseling. She needs serious counseling. If her counselor passed and saw that scene, that counselor with his or her own sensibility would not conduct a marriage anytime soon. She would have to work on that. What is she going to do with the times when she doesn't see her potential husband talking to beautiful women, fair-skinned women, brown, whatnot? We need to come out of this, women. Have you ever noticed, in general, you don't find men doing that? Even if their self-esteem is low, you think they're not going to embarrass themselves in front of people like that, They'd rather carry the woman away or wait till he's home and he calls and say, "I notice how you're doing this." Those narcissistic, controlling men, they're smart enough to know not to behave like that in front of the woman. In front of the man, sorry. They're smart enough. Think about it. The men who are controlling and who are narcissistic and who, have those self-esteem issues and feel that every man he sees his woman talking to, she's interested in him, especially if the man looks good and he's a fair complexion or tall, dark and handsome and, has six-pack and all of the wonderful things that we like physically. Come on, think about it. Men don't do that. They do not. Women, we have to allow God to build that decorum within us, that value within us. You are valuable. You're like the onyx and rubies. You have special types of rubies. There was a particular one that I don't remember the name of it right now. I want you to go and look at the different types of rubies. You're better than even diamonds. If you find that your self-esteem is so low and it is singed and it is causing you to react that way, pull back and say, you know what, I'm going to seek help. It's like somebody who has a physical defect. You know, if they have cancer, or they have cardiovascular disease, or they suffered from stroke, they do everything to ensure that this goes, that illness goes, and it never returns. Do the same with your emotional state and your psychological state. Don't do that. It breaks my heart when women do something like that. I know how she feels as a woman, because sometimes I've seen it happening to me, and I'm the kind of woman, I'll pull back because, you kind of don't want to rock the boat. You kind of don't want the person to, you don't want to kind of inject more insecurities in them. You kind of understand. You come from a compassionate perspective, but at the same time, you're not going to watch somebody stump you all over or create some kind of lie and vitriol that is not true about you. And people will believe, because if you run, let me tell you something about mindset. There is nothing as powerful as a made up mind. You see, if somebody ever make up their mind where you are concerned in a particular way, it is only the power of God can change it. It is only the power of God can change it, not anything else. When a man or woman is convinced about something, it could be lies or till. I remember a case where a man, I was never interested. And so there are some people you just would never ever even look to get yourself involved with them. No attraction, no interest. It's a mismatched situation. And one day, I don't remember, I was having a conversation, and the way how his wife came around, and I said to myself, I want to say, sweetie pie, wrong tree barking up, not interested. I just took myself away. And I never forgot, the wife had to go abroad and something. And I don't know how that fella got my number. We're not friends. Asked me to come out with him and wear something. Let me tell you, man, I was so frightened. I said, anyway, I cannot do such a thing. Have a good one. And I ended the call. We never spoke again after that for a while. I don't know if I had seen the person. Maybe say hello and move on. That's it. And I had to tell my mother, I said, Mom, you wouldn't believe who got my number and called and asked me what to do. I was shocked. So I'm telling you, beautiful people, women, you've got to raise yourself above these things. Don't allow any man, woman, boy or girl to make you behave like that. How the woman behaves is poor. For a while, the man will allow it. You understand me? Maybe he gave her reason to be like that, but her doing that is worsening the situation. It's not helping it. It's worsening the situation. It's not helping it. She should take that up with the man. If it is that he has given her reason to, feel the way she feels. She should not have come and basically made herself look ridiculous. Ridiculous. And one of the worst things is that when a woman knows that she has not done anything and she has no interest, she has not put her man and there, and another woman coming and trying to create that scene, that's awful. It makes you have to say, what the heck, am I a woman like that person? I would never, women, because you're going to have regrets when you start to think about it and say, look at how I behaved. Or until somebody does it to you, that is when you will understand. When you know that, you said, oh my God, I'm not even interested, then you're going to remember how you reacted to another woman. Women, go and read Proverbs 31. I want you to understand how priceless and precious you are. God made you important. Don't allow any man to make you feel that way. I'm not going to tell anybody to end a relationship like that. You have to know that. But you have to seek help. You have to have that conversation with him if he's giving you reason to. And sometimes they are not. Believe you me, sometimes they are not. It has to do with the woman. Because as I said, we live in a society where women have made to feel lower than men. They have. And if that was not dealt with, it's going to be problematic. And it happens with women who you consider beautiful and women who you don't consider beautiful. Don't do it, women. Don't do it. Lift yourself. Lift your standard. You are important too. Just as how the man is important, you're important too. Because sometimes you will not understand it until another woman does that to you, when you know that you're not interested in her man. And you said, oh my God, I can't believe I behaved that way. Now that woman is going to have regrets when she sees the woman sometime after. I hope she goes and apologizes. But women, I will talk about the women who try to destroy relationships now. That's a different topic. But guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this message.